Today in the episode, Mad Lab, playing with questionable builds from the exhibition. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the week. And we begin with Workshop, the unblinking death gaze of the Caucasus. Do you remember the Terminator? Red glowing dots in the optical sensors of a murder droid? That's a sight you can't easily forget. Even thinking about it makes you feel the impending doom. Well, today we're taking a look at a piece of combat equipment that's just as good at exterminating life as its bipedal brethren, the Caucasus. It's big, its guns are not that impressive, and it weighs a lot. That's all true. But this robot baby right here has a unique redeeming feature. It's damn accurate, even on the move, and almost without your input. Obviously, this sort of independent operation is something that we come to expect from drones. But what's so special about that? The Caucasus is different though, as you can use it to shoot at a specific target. For instance, the one that's the most dangerous to you at the moment. There are several other advantages to this weapon system. Despite its large size, the Caucasus is very easy to hide under layers of armor. And, most importantly, it always shoots right at the center of the enemy cabin. Yup, after their armor's gone, it's all about that cab damage. Very efficient. Okay, now that we know the strengths and weaknesses of the weapon, let's go back to our garage to design a vehicle that Skynet would approve of. It should be fast, with a fast cab, yep, like this one right here, without any armor or a seat. And we have to make it red. Obviously. Gotta take advantage of the fact that the Caucasus's shooting is on point, even at breakneck speeds. In all seriousness though, this weapon system is very low maintenance and can be used on basically any car. It doesn't rely on hardware. It relies on the driver's ability to access the situation. In combat, our main targets are light hovers and fast light builds on wheels. Remember, the AI on board is better at target tracking than most humans, which makes it a perfect tool to use against targets that are always all over the place, like hovers. The only thing we need to do is to briefly lock onto a target, and the Caucasus will do the rest, allowing us to concentrate on driving. Catch us if you can. Just don't forget to help your allies, even if they're humans. If you're all alone against the enemy team, that's basically game over for the machine uprising, and no one wants that. Glory to the Ravagers.
Capture the heart of the loved one with a romantic date illuminated by fireflies. By 3-meter-long jets of flame shot out of firefly flamethrowers, that is. Firefly flamethrowers, they'll warm any heart.
It's great to know that it's not just us that like weird, unusual, or even nonsensical builds. How can we know that? Well, all it takes is just one good visit to the exhibition. What's this supposed to be, for example? Love it! So, to celebrate our shared madness, today we're going to test your questionable builds, taken straight from the exhibition. The first vehicle for today is the good old Ural by Expo. And no, not the monstrous off-road 6x6 Ural, this Ural. An old Soviet motorcycle, complete with a combat-ready sidecar and operated by none other than a little ducky. Just to be clear, without a huge rehaul, that's not much of a combat vehicle. One Cyclone without a single radiator and with very limited elevation angles, that doesn't really scream combat effectiveness, does it? But the vehicle's bloody adorable, and that's all that matters in our books. Ouch! Ouch! Let me live! By the way, we've already tinkered with different motorcycle designs in one of our previous episodes. Take a look if you haven't seen it. Maybe it'll give you ideas for your own chopper or two. Now let's try something more effective, like Thomas the Tusk, made by a survivor called Talon. Yup, that's a train in the wastes. Any questions? It's also damn scary in a fight, breaking anything it comes in contact with into atoms. 9 blast-offs, that's no joke. It also comes equipped with a cloaking device, allowing it to bring happiness to everyone, including survivors that don't seem to want to get their share of fun. All in all, it's nothing too crazy, but Thomas the Tusk makes for a very nice ride, especially after our experience with the Ural. Sorry, Ducky, you're still gorgeous. Can't go wrong with a train, really. The last build we're going to test today is the Bee, designed by Kate. Can we even call that a car? We're not sure. And yeah, at first sight it might look harmless, but that's until you actually ride it to battle. As it turns out, this little Bee is loaded with all sorts of cool equipment. Check it out. Invisibility? Check. Anti-drone measures? Check. Our own drones? Check. This thing even has a stinger in the form of a skinner. While in combat, we release our drones and enjoy the chaos. If someone doesn't want to play with us for some reason, we hook them with our harpoon and drag them with us. Just don't try to hook spiders, or they'll be the ones doing the dragging. All in all, the Bee feels pretty good, and it has pretty cool visuals as well. The sky's the limit, of course, if you want to take this craft and make it even better. Maybe play around with the internal configuration a bit. A generator in the rear, for example, with almost no armor on it. It's not the best of ideas, let's put it this way. One last thing. We're still waiting for your vehicle designs that look like the letter G. Seriously, we're checking the exhibition every day. Tag? What tag? Just put GG right in front of the name and we'll find them all. See you in the wastes. We start with a question from Cloaked Fox. What about being able to select a build right before battle? Like from a list of all your cars for that power score. Also do the same with co-drivers. Hi, Fox. That's some neat functionality for sure, and we're discussing and testing something along those lines. We'll have to test it out in Clan Wars, and we'll see how it goes. A player called Anonymous A writes, "Do you have any idea how much I would love a first-person view from inside the cabin?" Hi there! We'd love to see that as well, but with the way our car building is set up, it's practically impossible to implement. Unfortunate, but that's how it is. Then we have a question from a survivor called Volvo V90 T8 TER Design. Any plans on more mechanical legs? Or maybe placing legs on the front and back without having to turn sideways? Or maybe being able to turn Goliath tracks back and forth so you don't have to drive backwards in some Goliath builds? Hi, currently there are no plans for that. If things change, we'll let you know right away. T-Rex M asks, "Any chance we can get helicopter rotor blades? I hear the nomads crave the skies once more." Yep, this can happen, but as something used for wrecking enemy cars or decorating your vehicle, not as something that actually enables you to fly. We've said this before, but we'll say it again. The core mechanics of the game, as well as our locations, were not designed with flying vehicles in mind. Rotor blades are sick, though. The last message for today was sent by Warbrand2. He says, "Can we please have a video on the TOW? It's so underappreciated. I mean, there are few weapons better at hover busting, especially when you have a neutrino and a Doppler on it." Hey man, sure, why not? Maybe a mad lab where we try to use the TOW at high PS? Should be fun. And now, it's time for one of our favorite segments on the show, where we choose one vehicle from the exhibition and talk about it like it's our firstborn child. This week, though, is going to be a little different. As you now can search for cars made by a specific player, we want to use this opportunity to talk about one of our favorite community creators. Yeah, you probably know this one, Sandbland, one of the regulars at our very own Crossout show. His ideas are insane, but he also has a knack for building very beautiful cars, even when their concept is completely nuts. Take a look at the Needler right here. Pretty, right? Right. It's also really good at dismantling enemy vehicles. Love it. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, tell us about your favorite creators, and if we somehow stop browsing the exhibition, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck!